I feel like the lighting in this video is like really warm and soft and hazy, and I'm kind of liking it. Hi everyone, today for you guys I'm doing another brand overview. This is on Revlon products, and a lot of you seem to be really enjoying these brand overviews, and I realized how much I love filming them, how much I love like grabbing all the products from one brand out of my collection and showing you guys them sort of like a good and bad on the whole brand. So today is going to be Revlon, and like my Maybelline obsession I never knew that I had, this Revlon thing has kind of turned out the same way. Again, I'm looking at my vanity here, and it's just covered in Revlon products that I didn't even know that I had, and products that I honestly didn't know were all Revlon until I started, looking through them all. So, yeah, this is going to be a Revlon brand overview. I hope I don't have to split it into two parts like I did my Maybelline one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to split that into two parts. I haven't edited it yet, so we'll see. But I'm going to try to get on, do this as quick as I can so that you're not here forever. So starting with foundations, I'm going to start with the best and kind of work my way down. My favorite foundation from Revlon, and one of my favorite foundations of all time, is the Revlon Nearly Naked. I love it so much that the label has started to wear off there. I have mine in the shade Vanilla, which is like the perfect light sort of tone with a yellow undertone to it. It really matches my skin nicely, and I really like this stuff. The only problem I've ever had with this is that it does take a while to blend because it is such a watery and thin consistency. You can kind of feel like you're blending forever before it like starts to sink into your skin, but it really gives you a natural dewy look, and it looks a lot like your skin. So the overall effect once you're done blending it is very nice. So I do enjoy this a lot. Next product that I have for the face is the Revlon Photo Ready BB Cream, and I'm not a huge fan of this. I think that this really provides no coverage. I think it's very oily feeling. For somebody with really dry skin, you might like this, but I sort of have a little bit of oiliness in my T-zone, especially like around my nose, and whenever I wear this, it just turns into an oil slick. I look like I have rubbed Vaseline all over my face by the end of the day, so I'm not a huge fan of this at all, and overall I would say miss this. It's not very good. And then we have the infamous Revlon Color Stay, probably one of the most popular foundations here on the YouTube beauty community, and I don't like this. I know a lot of people do, so I'm not going to tell you to not try this product, because if you're interested in a long-wearing foundation, you may like this. For me, it looks too masky. It just isn't natural enough. It really does look like you're wearing foundation, and I don't like that look at all. If you're okay with that, and if your main concern is just covering up your, flaws and stuff, and really getting a long wear out of your foundation, then this is a great product for you. But if you want something that's going to look real and not look fake, you're going to hate this. And this broke me out too, so I'm not a huge fan of this, and really I never use this. I should probably give it to somebody because I hate this stuff. And by the way, as with every favorites video or good and bad video, if I bash one of your favorite products, don't take it personally. I know that some of your favorite products aren't going to be my favorite products, and some of my favorite products may not be your favorite products. It's just one of those things. So don't leave me a nasty comment saying, oh my gosh, I love that foundation, or anything like that, because I understand, and that's just how makeup works. Alrighty, next I'm going to move on to a concealer. This is the Revlon Color Stay Under Eye Concealer, and this is one of the best under eye concealers I have ever tried. To me, it's a very underrated beauty product, and it's one of those products that I also just tend to throw in my collection and then forget about it and not use it. But today I've used it actually a lot in this month of August, and I really love this. I mean, I have actually purchased I think like 2 or 3 of these now. I use the shade Light Medium. I could probably use the shade Light, but this is just a really amazing concealer. It covers very well. It stays put underneath your eyes. It doesn't crease too much, and it doesn't look super fake. I feel like it's a drastic difference between the foundation in this. While this looks very masky, I find that this looks really natural underneath my eyes while still providing good coverage. So if you're looking for a good under eye concealer, I would really recommend this one. And like I said, I never hear anybody talking about this, but it's a really good under eye concealer. Moving on to powders, and I really do like Revlon powders. The first one is the Revlon Nearly Naked. Again, this is my favorite powder from Revlon. If you want a super creamy powder, this is going to be your best friend, because it literally feels almost like a cream product. That is how creamy this powder is. I find that it does a good job of mattifying while still making myself look natural and still giving that really bare skin effect to my face. It doesn't look too cakey. I can apply it throughout the day and it never cakes up. So this is really good. It adds a tiny little bit bit of coverage. I do believe they have a translucent one available in this. And then the other powder that I have is the Revlon Photo Ready. And this is a powder that I swore by, I think this came out when I was in 8th grade. And I absolutely loved this powder back in 8th grade. I don't know why, but yeah, I really, really liked it. And I still really do. It is a very smooth powder. It is pretty creamy. It's one of the more creamy drugstore powders. I wouldn't say it's as creamy as a Revlon Nearly Naked. The only problem that I now have with this is that it has a tiny little bit of sparkle like a lot of the Revlon Photo Ready products do, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But if you can kind of get past that, or just really make sure you tap off your brush and get that sparkle off, it is a very nice powder. I just find that compared to the Revlon Nearly Naked, I like this one a bit more. Alrighty, I'm just going to now jump into eye products and then we'll move on to the rest of the face and lips and all that good stuff. I really only have one product from Revlon as far as like eyeshadow is kind of concerned, because I used to have the old Revlon Color Stay eyeshadow quads, the ones before they reformulated them and put them into like the different little like square packaging, you know, and those were terrible. They were really, really just not pigmented. They were super powdery, and I bought them and I threw them away because I seriously couldn't stand them. But these little suckers here, these are the Revlon, what are they, cream shadow, or luminance cream shadows, excuse me. I am obsessed with these, or at least at one point I was. I don't use these as much as I used to because there's just so many better cream shadow products out there now, but seriously, like just going through my collection, I'm grabbing all of them. Like I went through a Revlon Luminance cream shadow phase, if you can't tell. I believe that the packaging now looks like this. It's very slim and very like compact. It used to look like this. It used to be a little bit bulkier. I don't know if you guys can kind of tell the difference here. So the new ones look like this. And by the way, this one is an Electric Pop, which is a really cool sort of cream shadow palette because of that lime green right there. And I do really like these. I still do like these as bases. Every once in a while, I'll find a color in one of these and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a color that I'm looking for, and I'll pop it on. The only problem with these is that they will crease. So you got to be careful with that and make sure that you layer a primer underneath it and a shadow on top of it. Otherwise, you will have some creasing issues. But there are some really beautiful shades in the Luminance Cream Shadow collection. For example, Not Just Nudes. This is a beautiful cream shadow palette if you want very neutral, basic type of shadows. Like I said, Electric Pop is very, very fun, sort of bright neon colors. And then the other one that is my other favorite is Wild Orchids, and this is a beautiful purple palette. So really, really pretty, and I do enjoy these. They are nicely pigmented, just have to be careful with the creasing issue. Alrighty, moving on to eyeliners and the mascaras. The first eyeliner I have here is the Revlon Color Stay eyeliner, and this is just one of those plain sort of pencil liners, one of the, like the twist up ones, and I use this in my Not Your Average Neutrals Teal Pop tutorial. I think that was where I use this. I use this as my teal liner, and this is a really actually pretty teal liner. If you can't tell, this is in the shade teal. And I'm just going to swatch this on the back of my hand for you guys. It's not like the most creamiest liner or one of the most pigmented liners, but it is a nice, good standard liner. And this is actually a beautiful, like deep teal color. And I really like the fact that they are twist up. They do last a really long time. I would say, you know, if you like one of the colors that they have, definitely you can go for it. As far as if you were to get this like in the black, I think that there are better black and like brown eyeliners out there, but this is a really pretty color if you want like a teal liner. And then the other one that I have is a very popular liner, and it's the Revlon Color Stay Liquid Eye Pen. A lot of people mention this as a great sort of like starter liquid liner, and I do really like this. I love felt tip pen liquid liners. The only problem that I have with this is that it kind of applies weirdly. It's kind of splotchy, and I don't know if this is going to show up on camera, but it's not super pigmented. There's what it looks like. It's not like super black. If I'm to try to draw like a line here, it just tends to apply kind of strangely. I feel like I have to go over and over and over again over my eye with this to get the type of like black line that I like. And they do dry out pretty fast too, is the other sort of downfall to these. So they're not my favorite liquid eyeliner pen. I way more prefer the L'Oreal Super Slim or like the Jordana Fabuliner. But I mean, you know, they're not bad, just I would go with something like that. One thing I will say about that teal liner though is I'm like trying to scrape it off, and it is actually pretty long wearing. I'm having troubles getting this off my hand. Alrighty, so onto mascaras. I recently did a mascara overview going over all the mascaras in my collection, so I'm not going to spend too much time on these because you guys can go check out that video and sort of hear more about these because I went on and on and on about Revlon mascaras in that video. But the ones that I do have are the Revlon Customized, which is like one of those weird clicky things where that supposedly is like two mascaras in one. You turn the thing and it's like length and definition, and then you turn it again and the other one is length and drama. It basically just sort of like changes the brush in there. It's really, I think, more gimmicky than anything else. And then the Grow Luscious Plumpy Mascara, and then the Grow Luscious Lash Potion. These two here, the Plumping and the Customized Mascara, I'm not a huge fan of. I really do like the original Grow Luscious, and I mentioned that in that mascara video, but I just find that these just don't really do anything. They're clumpy. I'm not a huge fan of them. But the Lash Potion I do really, really love. I did a Starbucks tutorial recently using this, and I really like the effect that it gave to my lashes. So I am a big fan of the Lash Potion, but the Grow Luscious Plumping and the Customized I just think aren't very great. I'm going to move on to an eyebrow product before I get into lips and face products. This is the Revlon Brow Fantasy, and honestly, the reason I don't like this probably has a lot to do with the shade that I picked. For some reason, I thought that I needed to get it in light brown. I don't know what I was thinking because I have dark brown hair. I think I just heard so many people saying, like, you know, with your eyebrows you should go a few shades lighter, and so I picked up a few shades lighter and it looked really funny. It made me look like I had like blonde eyebrows and dark brown hair. Just really wasn't flattering. With this, I really do like the brow gel though. I think that the brow gel is pretty nice. I'm not a huge fan of the pencil though. I feel like the pencil is very hard. It's not very waxy or anything, so it doesn't really keep your brows in place, and I just have a hard time really getting any product out. I just feel like I really have to scrape and scrape and scrape. And like I said, the color doesn't really match me, but that's more my fault. As far as drugstore eyebrow pencils go, I really do prefer the Maybelline Define-A-Brow over this, so I'd probably skip this. It's okay. I do like the fact that you get the pencil and the gel, and I know that Makeup by Tiffany D, she really, really enjoys this, so you might like this if you kind of like that convenience of having your pencil and the gel. For me, I just, compared to the Maybelline Define-A-Brow, I way prefer the Maybelline Define-A-Brow. I also have here a little tiny Revlon Brow Styling Gel, and this is a terrible, terrible brow gel. I will just say that right off the bat. This, I mean, it seems to work pretty well at first. I really do like the little tiny spoolie brush that it has. It combs through your brows pretty nicely, but what it does is it like seriously like flakes off. It's so weird. It like starts to like peel off. It's one of those that kind of leaves your brows feeling crunchy, and yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this, and I'd really recommend staying away from this. There are way better brow gels in the drugstore and just in the makeup world in general, and this is not a good one.